The year is 175 AG, 1 year after the reign of the Earth Empire. The place? Republic City. Our story begins with Admiral Hanako Seki, a Fire Nation diplomat from a long family line of Fire Nation supremacists. In her quest to garner favor for the Fire Nation abroad, she teams up with Sabi, a gunslinger and member of the Piercing Pistols Triad. For the past while, Hanako has been paying Sabi to create a little chaos in Republic City, so Hanako's men can swoop in and fix the chaos, making the Fire Nation the heroes. Last night, however, the chaos did not go as planned. Sabi and her piercing pistol companion got in over their heads while trying to raid a warehouse owned by the Triple Threat Triads, and only survived by the skin of their teeth. Sabi may have gotten out alive, but the Triple Threats are known to hold a grudge.
This morning, Sabi, you have received a little present on your doorstep. A single cabbage. This is, I'm assuming, probably kind of freaking you out since you did just earthbend for the first time, not just earthbend, but metalbend for the first time ever yesterday during the seismic activity, which is quite unusual for Republic City. We begin our story, Sabi entering the Jasmine Dragon, a small Jasmine Dragon franchise, not quite as nice as the one in Ba Sing Se, but, you know, it'll do, hot cup of tea. Hanako, I'm assuming you are already seated at the Jasmine Dragon?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, if this meeting was pre-planned, then absolutely, I would have definitely shown up a bit early.
Okay, do I know what this cabbage means by any chance? Or did I just get a cabbage?
You just got a cabbage. You just got a cabbage. There's no note.
Did I bring the cabbage with me to the?
You get to decide if you brought the cabbage
I think I brought the cabbage with me. I assume that Hanako is like sitting down at a table somewhere.
Yes, I'm seated in some sort of a regular spot.
I'm gonna walk up and put the cabbage down on the table and sit down.
Are you hungry?
I was hoping that you could maybe tell me what the fuck this is about.
Do I know what this cabbage means?
Yeah, because I found it outside my door this morning, and I can't help but think it's probably somehow connected to. I'm gesturing at like the whole everything.
Yeah, Anna, do I know what this cabbage means?
I think that's... No, neither of you know what this cabbage means.
It's a cabbage.
Yeah, no, I got that. You know what? Don't worry about it. Has this place started serving alcohol lately? Is that still just tea? Just tea.
It's just tea.
Okay,
Let me buy you some tea.
I'm gonna.
You
have
seem
some
a bit
tea now.
shaken.
You could say that. Hey, have we talked since everything happened?
I'd say no. This is the first time you guys are talking since what happened. And by the way, this entire time, Chong Jr., you are... Remind me, what instrument do you play?
He plays the dizzy flute. Basically looks like a recorder, but it has an extra hole in it.
So Chong, with your dizzy flute in hand, you have been busking on the little stage in the corner of the Jasmine Dragon all morning. You are about to pack up. You've got some pretty good hearing because you are musically trained. So everything that is being said by these two, you can hear. Feel free to butt in whenever something piques your interest.
I'm leaning in, progressively closer and dropping my voice. Have you heard what actually happened last night? Have you heard anything at all?
Because I've heard whispers of some kind of scuffle.
Yeah, it didn't...
I take it, given your paranoia over this cabbage, that something bad has occurred.
Yeah, it didn't exactly go great. So there was some additional resistance beyond we were supposed to encounter a bunch of fucking Bender triple threat, whatever the hell they are, and that wasn't all they had. They had a bunch of guys with guns, and Iru took a bullet to the leg, and
They have firearms.
I fucking metal bent. I swear to God.
I'm sorry.
I was dead, like about to die, and that fucking earthquake happened, and the gun just crumpled in this guy's hand. Like, I don't know what to do with this. Like, this isn't supposed to happen.
Metal bending is a talent that takes quite a bit of practice, from my understanding.
As far as I know, I can't do any of that stuff.
Hmm.
And like, I don't know, is this like fucking airbenders where they all got powers all of a sudden or what? But I know what I saw and I know what happened, and that's the only reason that I'm sitting here talking to you right now.
I think
And now there's a cabbage.
I think she pulls out like a corked bottle of ink and like a stylus and like a small scrap of paper, and she begins writing notes to herself. I will put out ears to see if we can hear anything about any additional earthbenders cropping up around the city.
Yeah. I'm just like standing here or sitting here, kind of like turning the cabbage around, looking at it.
Okay, so many surprises awaited you in that warehouse. And then this morning, a cabbage.
Yeah. Also, so I that Bame doesn't like isn't fully aware of all of your whole deal, right? Like, she knows kind of conceptually who you are, but not who you are. So that's also potentially a problem.
Why would this be a problem?
Because she doesn't know that you're fucking Fire Nation ambassador, whatever the hell you do for them. I don't know. I may have neglected to mention the political angle of our whole arrangement.
Ah, I see. So what you're concerned about is your rapport with your allies?
That's a very pleasant way of putting I'm worried that they're going to have me fucking killed. So yeah, it's something like that.
Of course. These are problems that can be solved.
Okay, sure. And this problem, holding up the cabbage.
Just looking underneath the cabbage, seeing if there's any notes or maybe.
Is there anything unusual about the cabbage, or is it just a cabbage?
It is just a cabbage.
Okay.
Sabi, you know that I respect you.
Okay.
And I value your opinion highly.
Okay.
This is a cabbage.
Yeah, it is. It's not really the specific thing as so much as it being outside my doorstep, and after everything that happened, I don't know, that feels connected. Do you think it's connected?
It's a cabbage. I think a
cabbage.
I think someone was walking home from the market at a late hour of the day, and a cabbage tumbled on your doorstep.
Yeah, you're probably right. I'm probably just being paranoid. She takes a long drink of the tea.
I think this is when Chong, he packs up his belongings very carefully, takes his time. Anna, what kind of haul do I have? Did I do good?
It's a weekday morning. You got a handful of dollars, but people aren't expecting to dump their money in a busker's flute case. Also, you just have a flute case, so it can't hold that much money. So not too well this morning. Actually, question for Chong. So you hear things on the street. How often do you overhear triple threats specifically?
I think another thing with Chong that I've decided is that Chong probably also uses a little bit of his bending abilities to have sound travel closer to his ears for him to hear better, especially when he's
Ooh,
playing the
I like
flute.
that.
Dope.
That's very clever.
If anything, he probably uses the air he blows from the flute to like non-discretion. So even if Janai is talking quietly, that's how he's able to hear everything. Chong has buskered all over the city and has had ears on the ground in all sorts of areas. I think he's definitely familiar with triple threat, but only to the certain amount that he's heard people allegedly willing to hear, talk about aloud. Of course, he's heard like a little bits of juicier snippets here and there. He wouldn't, of course, know like top secret plans or anything, but I think he would have one or two Reddit posts in him.
I think Chong has overheard what the meaning of the cabbage is.
I think Chong knows what the meaning of the cabbage could be, and I think that's something that he could approach the group with. Or not even, or at least entice, because nothing comes free. I think Chong, he gathers his belongings, he has this nice leather flute case that in my head, I'm picturing this flute case and I'm kind of jealous. It's almost like and he puts it over his arm. It's almost like like a little satchel. He dumps his money into his coin pouch. I'm gonna say he has enough for a cup of tea.
Oh yeah, he's totally got enough to get himself a cup of tea.
Yeah, maybe two if he gets one of the cheaper blends. He just casually saunters on over. He's got a gentle smile. He has his hands in his pockets. He's looking very nondescript. He looks just like, he's in plain clothes, bald head. He looks like any other kind of scrubby looking busker. I think he goes over to your guys' table, like just stands in front of it, doesn't take a seat, just stands in front of it, and he just says, "Hey."
Do I know who Chong is? Like, do I recognize him?
I think you two both know his image because you've seen him
You've
busking.
never spoken.
You've
Okay,
never spoken.
yeah.
And you've never given him money.
I've never. Do I know what his name is,
Nope.
even, or am I just know who he is? Okay.
I think you're just like, you're aware he's a busker, but you have no idea what his
Mhm.
name is. You just see him and you just shrug, and he's like a fire hydrant.
Sabi kind of like leans her left elbow on the table and puts her hand on her chin, and you see her right hand kind of drift down towards her waist below the table.
Can I help you?
You guys having tea? Cool. What blend? I hear they have this great new spicy flavor where they put jalapeno and Szechuan pepper with the jasmine and green. I hear it's supposed to like blow your mind. Like awaken the taste buds. Whole new experience.
Sabi's right hand goes up to the top of the table, and she just kind of like puts it down. Who are you exactly?
I'm just a busker, I'm around.
Wait, you're the guy that like plays in front of the fountain and stuff, right? The piccolo or whatever it is.
Yeah, I'm a dizzy flute guy. The bald dude, shiny, has my little leather case out. I was actually just in the corner over there. Like, what you guys think? You must have been hearing me.
I'm sorry. I just got here. I'm sure it was great.
Your flute playing is adequate.
Nice. I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll tell you, I've gotten a lot worse. Sometimes you wouldn't believe what people throw into my case. I get, sometimes I've gotten buttons, sometimes I've gotten lint. Occasionally, someone will like throw in like rocks, and I'll get excited about those because they'll sound heavy when they land in, like they're coins. But then when I look after the song, it ends up being rocks. That always kind of bums me out. But it's all about the art. Am I right?
Sure.
I don't know. That seems like kind of an awful thing to do to somebody.
I'm Chong, by the way. I don't think I like mentioned my name, but you know what? Say it, don't wear it out.
Chong, this has been a delight, but me and my associate here were discussing business.
I forgot to mention that's quite a nice head of cabbage you got there. I've never seen anyone, bring it into a tea shop. I mean, totally radical to try different things in different places, but never seen one here. Interesting decor.
Sabi kind of like shoves the cabbage off to the side.
Of course, you might think it, means something.
I mean, Hanako's working theory is that someone probably just dropped it, rolled over. Doesn't really mean anything. It's probably fine. It's probably nothing. It's nothing.
You speak as if you believe it could mean something.
Well, people, I don't want to, concern you. Chong's all about chillness. I'm a chill dude, I like to think. But as I was in the corner, I couldn't help. You're in my view, it's in the audience, that as you were discussing, you looked a little. you looked a little concerned. And I think this is when Chong, takes his hands out of his pockets and, is talking with his hands a little bit. And I don't know about you, but I have heard word on the street that if, say, a cabbage shows up out of nowhere and, Cabbage Man Inc. isn't around ever since the whole hullabaloo, sometimes that can be on purpose.
Wait, you mean the Cabbage Corp, the place that made? What did they even sell?
Cabbages.
Wasn't he arrested?
No, you're right, he was. I believe he was accused of arms dealing.
And let me tell you again, listen, I have a lot to say. Can I take a seat with you guys? I'm on my feet all day, get a little tired.
Sure, I guess.
Waiter, a tea for my friend here.
The waiter nods in your direction.
Chong nods and thanks to you. He takes the seat and accepts the fresh cup of tea from the waiter. What tea are you guys drinking?
The hot kind?
As the waiter brings by the tea for Chong, she also slips a napkin underneath Sabi's cup.
Okay. I'm gonna look at the napkin after the waiter leaves, as discreetly as I can.
Chong takes his tea, he foofs it politely. Sitting down, you guys notice just how kind of small in stature Chong is. Like, he's very lanky, he doesn't appear very threatening. And he poofs his tea politely, with two hands. He takes a big sip, and he's like, nice. Chong can vibe with that. That's good. Thank you. That tastes like more than what I made today.
Yeah, she's got good taste. When it comes to tea, just do what she does, and you're probably gonna be okay.
I'll take that.
Thank
I'll
you,
take that.
Sabi.
And you know what? You guys seem like cool people. So I think I wanna, if you let me, I'd like to help with this situation you guys find yourselves in. Because I know it has to be stressing you out.
I think Hanako goes for a pouch that I think she came to the tea shop dressed down, quote unquote, which is to say, not wearing her armor and stuff, right? She's still dressed in a nice kimono or something like that. And so I think she reaches into the folds of her sleeves and pulls out from a pouch that is concealed in there a small handful of coins and passes them over to Chong and says, "Clearly you have some information that we are going to need."
Real quick, what is written on the napkin?
So the napkin, written in Bombay's handwriting, says P2 hideout now.
Yeah. The other people at the table see Sabi visibly blanch and look instantly uncomfortable.
I don't think Chong notices. Chong's still looking at the money that Hanako just pushed him.
It's not a small sum. Like, it is a handful of coins, but they're, like, not the kinds of coins that you throw in for buskers.
Yes. I think Chong looks at that for a long second, and then he pushes the money back to you. I appreciate that. I'm not looking for your money. Though I'm sure it looks like you got a lot to spend. I mean, especially with that baller tea you picked. I mean, hot damn. Can I take a to-go cup of this when we're done here? I mean,
By all means.
good.
She raises her eyebrow at you and stuffs the money back up her sleeve.
John's like calling the waiter over and is like taking out a little thermos and asking them to fill the thermos with the tea. I think the waiter probably like lifts an eyebrow, like really looks to you, Hanako, and like you give like a reluctant nod, and the waiter takes the
Hanako
thermos.
nods. It's not even reluctant. Hanako's just like, yes.
Sabi slides a napkin across the table to Hanako and like kicks at her leg under the table.
I look down at the napkin, read it, and did it? Sorry, who was the note signed by?
It wasn't signed.
Oh, it wasn't signed.
Hanako wouldn't recognize the handwriting, would she?
No.
Probably not.
Okay.
Yeah. I look back and forth between you and Chong, and I flip the napkin over and slide it over my paper and write on it, and pass it back to you, and it says, friends of yours upset?
Yeah, friends, that's exactly it. That's Bame's handwriting.
Ah, well then. And you said Bame does not know about my situation.
No, not as far as I'm aware.
A delight. Should I come with you? I can help smooth things over.
I feel like we're gonna have to deal with that at some point now, given how everything went last night.
Did Bame approve your strike at the Triple Threats?
But like, the details were vague. Your involvement wasn't part of it, and all of the other stuff that happened. I don't know. Conceptually, she approved it conceptually.
Frankly, I don't see what it would be any of her concern why that I funded portions of the operation. It should just be extra money on her balance sheet.
Right, but like the thing is, she's very particular about knowing the details of everything. Except that I don't know how she'd feel about the whole Fire Nation. But like,
I reiterate, would you like me to come with you and attempt to explain things?
yeah, I think that would probably be good. Like, talking. It's more of your thing, not really mine so much.
I wouldn't do this for just anyone.
I appreciate that.
I hate to interrupt, but don't you think you guys should know what the cabbage thing's about before you go
That's
talk
what I
to
was
this?
about to ask, yes.
Yeah, I would like to know what the cabbage thing is about.
So, as your friendly neighborhood busker, you hear things. People say things. They get relaxed. You know, my music playing has that effect. And I busk a lot in the political districts. The word triple threat gets thrown around a lot. And you'd be surprised what people are willing to say about about certain secrets and certain trades just out in the public eye, you know? Like one guy will be having an affair and he's just talking about it by the fountain. Another person's embezzling and they're just chilling on a bench feeding the birds with another scumbag next to them.
I'm sorry. What does this have to do with the cabbage? Is the cabbage related to an affair? I don't.
Oh, you wish it was part of
Someone
the
having
affair.
an affair with the cabbage? Like what? What does this mean?
What it means is, there's no nice way to put this, and I hate to be a bummer. A cabbage with them symbolizes 1 head of cabbage for each head they want for retribution.
You fucking kidding me? No, that is not real. That can't possibly be real.
Bro, they call themselves the Triple Threat. And I don't know what happened at whatever heist you guys talked about last night, but it sounds like some damage occurred from you on their end that's requiring some retribution from whatever group, organization, club, socialite thing you all might be part of. They're not happy campers, and I've heard of them making good on this type of threat very quickly. I mean,
They're never
very
happy
quickly.
campers. We're this is the business that we're in. We don't do like, we're not in a friendly competition. We're trying to force them out of their territory. Like, of course they're not happy about it. Why is this any different than the hundreds of other times that we've done stuff just like this? This is just how it is. Why is this different? Why the I can't believe the fucking cabbage. This is
Clearly, the warehouse that we chose to strike at was a much better target than we anticipated.
I'll be honest, warehouses, people don't really talk about those around me, but I'll tell you, Triple Threat, they've been a lot of there those guys. I can't see tell if I saw their faces, I wouldn't be able to tell you who's who, but their voices, let me tell you, they carry. They are planning some stuff. And whatever they're planning, you obviously had a bigger effect on it than you anticipated. Like, you dropped a bomb. Whatever you did messed with their plan A, and they're trying to restructure the plan A, and they mustn't need to show their bosses that they mean business. So they need, to bring someone's head to be like, hey, boss, we're serious. Don't fire us. Here's a head to show you how pissed we are that the big bad thing happened to our cool warehouse.
okay. Well,
And I'll also tell you, the cabbage, I'll tell you, that's a really nice cabbage they gave you too. Like prime leaves, like nice and tight, crisp, good plump.
So the quality of the cabbage is also a part of the threat?
I'm sorry if this
Absolutely. The better quality, the more pissed they are, actually. You got less than a
if
week.
this were in any other situation, that this would be comical. This is absurd. You're saying that the cabbage that they left on my doorstep is because I'm now marked for death by the triad.
I'm going to be frank with you, Chong.
Yep.
This is patently ridiculous. Now look, I'm going to be looking into the business at this warehouse, just to be certain. I am going to take the potential threat upon my associate's life very seriously. However, you understand why this is difficult for us.
I think Chong feels a little slight miffed that you don't quite believe him. I think he leans forward and looks at you, like he's still smiling, but you can tell there's like a little, like maybe fro in his eyebrows. He's like, I'm sorry, are you... I don't know how much more serious a threat this can be. It's produce.
Okay, this is.
Are you doubting the validity of my information?
Look, don't forgetting about the cabbage. I feel like the weasel cat is out of the bag when it comes to the whole association with the Fire Nation thing. So I should probably go talk to Bomay while she's still in a talking mood and less of a having me killed mood.
Yes,
So
we should get moving on that.
All right, gang, let's take our thermoses.
I'm sorry?
Head on. Oh, I'm coming.
You're what?
I'm coming along.
No. He looks like a sizable potential target. He can tackle. It's fine. I'm not super thrilled about the idea of doing this with limited numbers.
Look, I have information to trade. I don't want your money. What I
Okay, that is actually a really good point.
I just want, honestly, the experience. So let me tag along. I'll ask me whatever you want. I'll tell you whatever I heard. Think about it. How many ears do you guys have in the city? I mean, you didn't even know what the cabbage was about. And I'll be honest, everyone's always talking about the cabbage. It's like their trademark. It's like better than the fact that they're like, there's 3 to the triple forces type of thing, you know?
I don't know. I've worked here. I've been in the city for like a year, and I've never heard of the cabbage thing. And like, sure,
I'll tell you.
You know what?
I'll tell you what. No, I have an idea. Chong.
Yeah?
Yes, in fact, we are doubting the validity of your information. However, I occupy some very high places within this city, as I'm sure you may already know. Therefore, there is a very simple and easy way for us to solve this problem. If your information is indeed as good as you think it is, then we should easily be able to find something which I know, which I do not believe that the average citizen of this town would know. And with that, I'm gonna reach for, like, some kind of, like, Fire Nation, not quite secret, but, like, thing that we keep kinda hush, but that I would anticipate that might have gotten out at some point. I'm not 100% sure what that might be. Maybe, like, the identity of, like, some prisoner or something, right? That was recently taken, that we're trying to keep it quiet, that we took that guy in. Something like that, where it's just like, here's something Chong can know that can prove that, like, his info's good, right?
You want me to improv it a little?
Sure, if you've got ideas.
Chong, do you think you know this? Is this something that you know? Well, first, Dummy, ask a question.
There is a man whom I recently sent some of my Fire Nation soldiers to have a gentle conversation with. Things did not go precisely as we would have hoped, and that man ended up in prison. I know that my soldiers are not the most discreet of people at times. And I know that they likely frequent the areas where you would have heard them chatting. Therefore, if you can tell me the identity of this man, I will have every reason to believe the validity of your information. And then we can move forward.
I'm gonna ask Chong to roll to trick.
You got a 5 and a 2. 7.
7 plus what's your creativity?
My creativity is 1.
So you got an 8. So what you're gonna do, make up who it was, and it's gonna be, I say it's gonna be right.
Nice.
Whatever you make up.
Right, I think Chong, he knows the answer to this. He's feeling good. This is child's play. So I think he's, he stands up casually, puts his arms around on the back of his head. He goes, "Oh yeah, that guy. That was a season ago. That was, I won't lie, a bit of a blunder battle for what I heard from your soldiers. Don't get me wrong, they like you. They questioned a little bit of the strategy used in that, because they like that guy, that, Tezok. He's doing all right, just so you know. He's been writing letters to his wife. Their marriage is a little rocky because he, is in prison, but from what I understand, like, they're staying strong, though. They got a nice kid. She's done a new hairstyle recently. She's young, like 10. But, people are saying that with good behavior, he'll get out soon. So I hope they patched it up. Happy families are where it's at, you know?
Yes, I quite agree. Correct, down to the last detail.
Sabi is just kind of sitting here, like, shaking her head with this disbelieving look on her face.
All right, so now that Chong has proven himself, why don't the 3 of you all make your way over to the Piercing Pistols headquarters?
Anna, important question. Do I have my critter with me?
Yes. You have your Cabot. He comes with you everywhere.
I was going to say that as we step out of the Jasmine Dragon, I was going to head up to, I guess for lack of a better term, horse hitcher, though in this case used to hitch a mongoose lizard, who I have decided, since my family is so into Fire Nation history, is named Azula.
Yes. I love it.
I think Zopa wasn't allowed in the restaurant. They have a strict no pets unless service animals policy. So Zopa was probably chilling by the stable area, in a little bundle of hay, all curled up, minding her own business. And I think I follow you to the stable, probably confusing you a lot. And I rush over to like this little corner and I go, Zopa, Zopa, here, girl. Chong is here. Come on. And Zopa like is this little brown, fluffy, shiny coated cabbit, a mix of a long-eared rabbit and a cat. Stands up on its four cat-like appendages, really long, almost monkey-long tail.
It's a long rabbit.
Yes.
I want someone to draw the Cabot.
Yes. It has a little bunny nose with big cat eyes, and it comes bounding on over to me.
And who could possibly forget the little rabbit puffball at the end of the table? At the end of the tail.
Yeah!
Zopa's in my arms. I'm petting her, and I take her, and I think I show her off to you guys. Like I hold her by her sides, like people do with their cats. And I'm like, hey, forgot to introduce you to the other member of the Chong and Crew music buskers group. This is Zopa. And I shove her in your guys' face.
I think Hanako cringes back.
Sabi reaches out and scratches the thing's head.
Chong just has a big smile on his face. He's like, yes, this is good.
Hanako reaches out and gently taps it on the head to kind of mimic what Sabi is doing, and then she as soon as she touches the thing, her hand jumps back and she shakes it. Like she's been shocked.
Zopa's just chilling. She's like, I'm getting scratches.
Zopa goes.
I untie Azula from the mongoose lizard hitcher and I walk her out of the stable. Yes, well, this is my companion, Azula. She will be providing us a ride. Luckily, her saddle has some additional space for you.
Nice! Look at that! I've never seen one of these up close.
Oh, they are such majestic creatures, aren't they?
They're really cool, actually. I think Chong's walking around looking odd, because I don't think he's ever... I assume not a lot of these are in the city. So to him, this is a wild new animal.
How would it be common knowledge who Azula was and all that?
Yes.
I still can't believe you named the thing Azula.
I think Chong's smart enough though not to comment on the name.
The name was not my choice. She was named by my uncle.
I still can't believe your uncle named this thing Azula.
I think he names all of his mongoose lizards after notable Fire Nation historical figures. I believe her brother is named Ozai, funnily enough.
What if we called them by nicknames? Azula can be Zuzu, and Ozai could be Zizi. Or Ozzy. Chong beams this is the greatest ideas ever.
Sabi still looks extremely freaked out, but is visibly less uncomfortable with Chong as this whole thing starts to progress.
So are you guys riding Azula to the hideout? Or, that feels a little conspicuous.
I guess that's a fair point. We could leave Azula elsewhere, a small ways away from the hideout. I just think that in Hanako's brain, Azula is how she gets around the city, But if Sabi pointed out, hey, we should stash the lizard somewhere.
I feel like that's
so.
Park the mongoose lizard a couple blocks away and let's Let's walk it in.
Yeah, maybe there's like a horse parking garage.
I mean, I brought up the idea of horse hitchers. It would not shock me if there are like horse hitchers or something like them around the city for people to like hitch their mounts.
So, you've all three arrived at the Piercing Pistols hideout.
As we're walking in, I'd like to roll to assess the situation.
Great choice.
I rolled an 8.
So that means you get to choose one. You get to choose either what here can I use to blank, who or what is the biggest threat, what should I be on the lookout for, what's my best way out/in/through, and who or what is the greatest danger.
What should I be on the lookout for?
Bame is currently sitting at the back of the hideout, or standing, leaning on a desk, menacingly. You should definitely be on the lookout for ways to keep her in your good graces. While she is very fearsome, she is also fearsomely protective of her girls. Despite doing something that has pissed her off, you're still one of her girls.
That was going to be my question, is like, have I been working for her long enough to be considered one of her girls?
Yes.
Okay.
Look for ways that you can keep her on your good side. So she's standing there, leaning against a desk. On that desk, 2 of the juiciest heads of cabbage you've ever seen.
Oh, God.
I have, by the way, brought the cabbage with me.
I was just about to ask that. Do we have the cabbage with us?
Yes, I am holding the cabbage. I'm going to walk in front of the group. I'm also going to very conspicuously, like, I'm holding the cabbage with both hands and my hands are up. Like, not like above my head, but like they're visible. I'm not reaching down. I don't want to freak anyone out.
I have in the process of getting in the process of getting out of Azula's saddle, I have unpacked and brought in. I've unpacked, lit, and brought in my sensor with me.
Donk's chilling. Hands in his pockets. He's relaxed. Cabbage next to him.
On the ride over, I've had the don't make any sudden movements. Let me do the talking conversation with Hanako and Chong.
Mm-hmm. Hanako will remain silent and in the back until she is called upon to speak.
Same with Chong. And Zopa is being very well behaved. Her tail is curled around one of Chong's leg. Nice and prim next to him.
Is there anyone else in the room, or is it just us and Bame?
It is just you and Bame. Bame, leaning against this table with these cabbages. She takes a long drag from her cigarette, blows the smoke in your face. Care to explain this? Care to explain why I got not 1, but 2 cabbages? I trust that you know what this means now that you've been here for what, a year?
I do now. I got one this morning, actually, and I didn't know what it meant until about half hour ago. And I feel like there's maybe a couple of things that I need to talk to you about now.
I assume this has to do with the 2 strangers that you brought into our hideout?
Yeah, actually, so this is Chong. He plays the flute and has information, and this is Hanako. She's a Fire Nation ambassador. Has been bankrolling some of our operations.
Hi.
A pleasure to meet you.
So you're the one involved with this.
I fail to see your meaning.
To be fair, she did. This was an arrangement of mutual benefit. We had mutually aligned interests up until everything that happened last night.
In fact, I would like to know exactly what it is that you're accusing me of. Are you implying that I would have tipped off the triple threats or otherwise endangered, frankly, one of my most useful assets?
Don't worry. She's always like this. This isn't like a personal thing.
I'm not sure what I am accusing you of because I don't trust you. Clearly, you have quite a lot of money because I was blindsided by the rather large sack of it that Sabi brought to me the other day. But I, truthfully, put my trust in the wrong person. Sabi, you are an excellent marksman. I should have thought twice before trusting you with the full operation. Did you realize that Iro is in the hospital currently?
Yeah, I helped get her there. I look, it wasn't.
Did you realize that one of these cabbages is for her head? Do you have any idea what the triple threats have behind them?
I mean,
This partially is my fault for putting my trust in you. Partially my fault for putting my trust in a stranger with a large amount of money. You need to regain my trust because I am not cleaning up this mistake for you. They will be coming after your head, and they will be coming after Iris' head. And if you don't find a way to fix this, I will be delivering you to them myself. I will give you one chance to fix your mistake. I have arranged a meeting with the leader of the Triple Threats. They clearly have a deal they want. If you go in my place and run this deal for me and do it successfully, consider yourself forgiven. Now you, pointing at Hanako, explain what this was about.
Well, as I believe was mentioned in my introduction, my name is Hanako, Admiral Hanako Seki of the Fire Nation. I am currently in Republic City as an ambassador, and my family has particular beliefs about the future of the Fire Nation. My diplomatic duty in this city is not, shall we say, entirely one of goodwill. My intent was simply to help fund your operation, and honestly, genuinely, to help you elevate yourselves. A big movement such as that within these segments of the city would be a large destabilizing force. I intend to continue helping to fund the piercing pistols, and as I mentioned, the jobs that I have hired Sabi for here have been, frankly, some of the most expertly executed I have ever had the pleasure of seeing.
Hanako, roll to plead.
That's a 12.
Damn!
Wow. Well, with that, so Bame is very invested in raising the prestige of her book. And, well, you have pushed just the right buttons to get her to agree to let you keep involving yourself. If this all works out in the end. Because if the triple threats are on Piercing Pistol's ass, well, she's going to be down 2 girls. She's going to be having to restore her own honor in the world of the triads. If this all goes according to plan, then sure.
Frankly, Bame, if Sabi doesn't make it out of this, I intend to withdraw my support as well. Sabi is an important part of my participation here. And I can assure you that in the meantime, I will also be doing everything that I can to put this situation right.
And you, points at Chong. What are you? She blows another stream of smoke in Chong's face.
Chong accepts the puff of smoke in his face. Chong has this natural smiling face. He's always looks like he's happy. So throws it in, doesn't phase him. Like it's kind of his neutral in a way. A little unreadable in that way, in that he always just looks chill. And I think he looks Sabi in the face and he says, "You mean like in general?" I'm sorry, don't worry. I was paying attention. I just met everyone today. I need you to be a bit more specific. I appreciate.
Hanako pinches the bridge of her nose.
Sabi, why did you bring this here?
I'm rapidly questioning that decision, but he knew about the Cabbages, and he seems like he has a lot of information about the city in general, so I thought he'd be useful, potentially. He hears things, a lot of things. Sometimes things that he maybe shouldn't hear, but, hears them all the same.
So, Chong.
Yep.
An informant. An informant can always be useful. If you dare to spill a single secret from the piercing pistols, you better believe one of those pistols will be shot right in the center of your very large, very visible forehead. Got it?
Damn.
John, just takes it in stride. He nods, being thank you for the compliment of my forehead. I've been working on that. Don't you think it's looking so shiny? And don't worry, lady. I'm totally lock and key got you guys. And feel free to ask me about any sort of information or hot goss or hot jasmine tea goss you want around town. My average day is a busker, so I am all over the town. If you need me, on what's going on in town, building-wise, what roads are cut off, who's having an affair with who, what political, or heck, I mean, your triple threat guys, I'll be honest, man, those guys are blabbermouths. I got a lot of hot goss on them if you ever need, tips on what to do with those guys. For example, do you know that the plumpness of the cabbage tells you how pissed they are?
I'm Sabi is gripping the cabbage. Just mortified at this point.
You do realize that's a myth, right? The plumpness has nothing to do with anything. But you were right about the cabbage, the meaning of the cabbage. They just have access to very fresh cabbages.
Quick question: How close is Sabi to Bane? I know they've been working together for a little while, but how comfortable does she feel around her?
Not super comfortable, but more comfortable than as comfortable as you'd be around your boss that isn't friendly with you. There's that level of superiority and level of also gun, but also there is a sense of trust between the two of you.
Okay. Also, Sabi has severe parental abandonment issues on account of being an orphan, so that probably adds some level of not necessarily super healthy parasociality to.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
Bane is only maybe 8 years older than Sabi.
Yeah, no, that doesn't. It's a power dynamic thing.
They're not in particularly different age brackets here.
No, that's not in.
Ame could be younger and it would still be like this.
Yeah. Sabi sets the cabbage down and then leans in towards Bame. Hey, can I talk to you alone for a minute?
You make sure they don't touch anything.
Don't touch anything.
Of course not. That would be impolite.
Don't worry, bros, and I'll keep a close eye on Zopa. And Zopa has crawled up into he's cradling Zopa in his arms.
They're gonna sit out in the main living room area, and you guys are going to slink back into a side room.
Okay. So, is Iru gonna be okay?
as long as you don't fuck this up.
No, I mean like her getting shot thing.
She's fine. She's been shot more than once.
Yeah, I
They
know.
took the bullet out and everything. They didn't even hit a vein.
Yeah, from what I hear, it doesn't get better the second or third time. So I just, I didn't want it to go down like that, right?
I'm sure you didn't. Listen, I know that you haven't been here the longest. You might think a year has been enough time to really get a grasp on the entire situation with the triads in this city, but you really know so little.
Yeah, I'm getting that sense more and more. There's something else that I need to tell you about that's like, when they ambushed us, I thought we were dead. Like they completely got the drop on us, and the only reason we got out is I bent one of their guns.
What?
I just panicked, and I don't know, I could feel something twisting, and the guy's gun the frame cracked, and he was running away, and that's the only reason that we got away from this. And I don't know what that means, but I just
You're a metal bender?
I, no.
You.
Yes. Yeah, no, I don't know. I've never been able to so much as shift a pebble before.
I find this very hard to believe.
Look, I know, but I know what I saw, and I know what it felt like, and I don't know. It felt like it was something important to mention.
Now, I don't really believe you, but if you can prove to me that you can do this again, this could be
Yeah, I don't know about that part.
Come back to me when you can do this a second time.
Okay, that's fair. Look, I'm sorry I I'm sorry I wasn't upfront about Hanako's involvement. I shouldn't have brought this to you without telling you everything.
Like I said, it's partially my fault for trusting someone who's been with me for so little time. Again, prove that you can handle this, that you can fix the mistake you made, and it's all water under the bridge.
There was something you said before about not knowing who's behind the triple threats or something like that. What do you mean by that? Like, what did we walk into here?
The triple threats are a much larger organization than you may think. They have changed hands in the last several years, which has made them a little less organized, so they haven't had as much of a street presence in the time that you've been here. But they have some power. When you go into that meeting, be careful.
Okay. I'm sorry. Again, I'm sorry for everything that happened. I'm not gonna do this again. I'm not gonna let you down like that again. I
Save your breath. You will show me that you won't do this again by fixing your mistake. Now, go on. Shin's waiting for you.
Fair enough.
Are all three of you going to head to the triple threat hideout?
If Chong's invited, yeah.
Look, at this point, this man that has presented himself to us he's, if nothing else, he'll be a compelling distraction.
When you arrive to the triple threat hideout, do you all enter?
I think Chong looks to Sabi and he asks her, "Hey, so do you wanna like talk about what's gonna happen here before we go and do it?
Yeah, I'm gonna go in there and not try real hard to not get us all killed. Is is my is my plan right now.
I mean, I like that. That's a good start. Aniko, you agree with me? That's a good start. Not dying, right?
It's what one would describe as the start of an amazing plan. Hanako is currently reloading incense into her censer and polishing off her helmet because she is going to wear her masked Fire Nation helmet into here. Of course she is. You think she's going to have her face on this?
Well, it's you know I hear things, and these guys, they're bad guys, but they're not bad guys.
I don't know what that means.
I guess they did leave Cabbages though, and they do want you dead. Two questions. I guess, keeping things airy, keeping things light, but I admit, just for my peace of mind, two questions. The first one, the big one I want to know is, do you know what the meeting's for? Your boss lady mentioned it was for a trade, but dude, we don't even have a cart. What are you getting for her? What are you trading?
That probably would have been a good thing to ask.
Sabi.
Yeah.
Have we considered that what's being traded is you?
That thought did occur to me at least once, yeah.
And yet, she trusts you to be able to set this right.
I don't.
So I guess that leads me to my second question. Which, hear me out. Listen, John asked some good questions here and there. When going in there, do you want us to come with you, or do you want us outside and busting in if something goes, awry?
I hadn't given it much thought. Look, I'm really good at shooting stuff. That's kind of what I do. That's like most of what I do is that or threatening to shoot people. I'm really focused on that kind of thing. So I hadn't really thought much about the specifics of this or why I'm being asked to do this. I just feel bad about what happened and I want to make it right. But yeah, maybe I don't know. But I don't know, Hanako, you're good at planning stuff and thinking about things like that. What do you
This is spectacularly frustrating because in an ideal world, what I would like to do would be to take myself and Chong in as the initial talkers, if you will.
Warm up act, get them loose, get them goosey.
Exactly. And have you, Sabi, sticking back to provide cover fire if things go awry. However, in this situation, I don't know how well that will work, given that they expect a member of the Piercing Pistols to meet with them. And to be frank, and she puts the helmet on her head, I do adamantly refuse to have my face involved in this. And this is what I have to cover it.
I mean, do they know what you look like? Could I, go in and be like, hey, piercing pistol dude here?
The Piercing Pistols is it's all women, right? Like everyone is a woman Piercing Pistols.
They make exceptions.
Nope, they don't.
Maybe
very, very famously don't allow cats to be members either.
Zopa, yes, the cabin, the sharpshooting cabin. You know what? Give it a gun. I'd love to see how this goes.
I'm guessing that they know that I'm going to be there, and they may or may not expect Hanako to be there, depending on how much information they have. And I don't think, given that we just met you like 2 hours ago, that they're gonna expect you to be there. So I don't know, maybe hang back and see what you can see.
You're an informant. Inform.
Yeah, that I feel like that's I don't know.
You know what? I think that's a great idea because Chong has a little sparkle in his eye. I think you've given him an idea, and you're aware of it. And do what you will with that idea, knowing that you've given a man like Chong an idea when he's unsupervised.
Cabbages mean death threats. Cats can use guns. I'm in charge of this whole thing. Everything is turned on its head, and let's just fucking get it over with.
You know what? If something goes awry and you need a little bit of Chong in there to help out with, whatever rough situation might be, you should yell out Cabbages. And I'll come a running. Otherwise, I will inform. Listen, this and Chong does a muscle stance, and he has these noodly arms, and he's trying to make it look impressive. It's not coming through. He's like, listen, this small stature of mine, it may look to you, and I want you to note that you both are a head taller than Chong. He looks up, and he's like, well, you're both I might not have the most impressive, muscled look about me. I can hold my own when necessary. I don't like fighting, but when I need to, count on Chong.
While you guys are out here discussing this, the door to the hideout opens. Large, beefy man steps out, points at Sabi, and says, "You the Pearson pistol girl?"
As the door opens, I move Azula around in front of Chong so that he's not within eyesight.
I was just about to say Chong darts for the shadows.
Yeah, that's me. I am the piercing. I'm gonna roll to assess the situation, by the way.
All right.
I got a 6. No, a 7. I'm sorry, I got a 7.
Oh, well, hold on.
I want to know who or what is the biggest threat around here.
So, unlike the piercing pistol hideout, the triad hideout has a lot of people sitting in the lobby. They're all just hanging out, doing what they do best, crime. But they're there. There's a lot of them there. So if you tried to fight during this meeting, they would come to his beck and call.
Okay. How many people are we talking? Dozens? A dozen?
5. Let's say 5.
Okay. Still more than we have.
Yes.
Can we tell, is it a mix of, genders, and can we tell if they look like they have intimidating statures?
Oh, yeah. They're color-coded based off their bending. Let's say there's 2 fire, 2 earth, and 1 water.
Okay.
No air, because airbenders have not joined the shady underbelly of the city yet, really. Trying to fight your way out is probably going to be tough.
Okay. Good to know.
I'm going to follow Sabi.
All right. So, Chong, I will get back to you. But let's see what's going on inside this meeting before we see what Chong's doing. So, the 2 of you are being ushered into a back room. Door opens. Sitting at the back of the room at a fancy-looking desk is Shady Shin. The triple threat triads have had quite a bit of, as I mentioned before, had quite a bit of leader turnover in the last several years. Back in 5 years ago, before you hit the city, Lightning Bolt Zolt was the leader. Then after he lost his bending and went to prison, there was another leader who then got killed by this guy who got turned into a half-spirit dragon, who then got arrested. And after all that happened, well, the most senior member of the Triple Threat Triads was Shady Shin. He stepped up, and he's been in charge ever since, and it was big enough news that anyone who exists in the world of triads did hear it.
What is his reputation in the circles that I run in? How would I look at him?
Before he became the leader, he was known as a good recruiter, a smooth talker, someone who is always real good with getting information and getting a good reputation and getting good people behind the triad. One interesting thing about him, while he was once a waterbender, he is now a non-bender. So, aside from Bame, he is the only leader of a triad without bending. Stares you down, points at his desk. Wen's on the desk. Now.
Sabi takes out the pistols and turns them around and places them down on the desk.
I'm going to keep holding my sensor. Does he let that fly?
He gives you a side eye, but he lets it pass because he doesn't realize it's a weapon.
Great. Excellent.
Don't worry. I'll put mine down too. He sets down his own gun. So, Bame sent the girl herself. You plan on turning yourself over so easily?
Bame wasn't super specific on the details of what exactly you wanted, so maybe you could fill me in a little bit?
You did quite a little stir over there the other day. I didn't know the Pearson pistols had it in them.
There's a lot of things you don't know about us, so...
So I'm sure you're not exactly aware of how powerful you and your little group, you're nothing but a speck of dirt. So to see you jump up and cause a stir like that, I almost want to see where this goes from here. I see you got a little message.
Yeah?
I'd be willing to rescind that message for a little information. He picks up your gun and doesn't point it at you, doesn't cock it, just examines it very intently. Animals, friend. This hasn't even hit the market yet. If you'd be willing to tell us where you're getting these guns that aren't even for commercial sale yet, I might be willing to take that bullet out from between your eyes. Now, Sabi does not know where the guns come from, but she could if she searched. The real question is, does she want to snoop and find out?
Okay. From Bame, you mean?
I don't know if she could get it directly from Bame.
Okay.
Yeah, what do you want to do? Because these are some top-of-the-line things. The guns that you crumpled with that earth bending, with that metal bending, those were like ladies' friend. Those were like bought. Actually, no, they weren't even Varric brand guns. They were like some off-brand gun. They don't have very nice guns.
Okay. Does Bame know what you're asking me to do here?
I was under the impression Bame would be coming here herself, but no, this is the first anyone's hearing of this.
So your plan was to just ask Bame where we get our guns from?
If she wants the girls to live. If she cares.
Right.
There aren't that many of you.
Blackmail. That makes sense. I'm gonna roll to intimidate. Ha! I rolled a 12 with the bonus.
Fuck yeah!
Sabi is like, just goes dead calm and kind of leans in towards Shady Shen. So, you're obviously willing to talk. You would have just had us killed quietly. And you're obviously not dealing with the best hardware. And you're obviously afraid of something, because why would you be asking us for guns if your bending was enough and your existing contacts were enough? I think maybe trying to threaten a group of people that are, in your words, rocking the latest hardware available maybe isn't the smartest play in the world. Maybe this is something that you can just kind of forget. don't. You've obviously got a big thing here. You're obviously fine, and you don't have to worry about this, and you don't want to worry about this, right?
You're right, I don't want to work. Which is why I put a hit out on 2 of you.
Yeah, but the problem with doing something like that is that there's always consequences to your actions, and you know how Bame feels about us, or you wouldn't have asked her to come here and negotiate for our lives. You just killed us. So maybe putting a hit out on 2 members of the group in order to try to intimidate the group isn't the smartest decision that you could make. I'm not seeing the big picture here. It feels like a really stupid idea.
How about this? You return to Bame with the request for her information and tell her she gets one of her girls back. One of you is in the clear. I will find out where you're getting those guns from. But you might be safe.
Okay. I'll tell her.
She gets to choose either both her girls or her least favorite one can go.
I still question your decision making, and then look at me. I know about bad decision making, so I'll take the message to her.
You got 48 hours.
All right.
So I want to hop back to Chong. Are you outside of the building?
Oh yeah, no, Chong has remained outside. Once everyone was inside the building and he was sure that no one was around still, Chong started to move through the shadows and start scouting the building.
One thing I'd like to mention before you start snooping, about around the time that the other 2 went inside, someone else appeared at the door. A well-dressed man holding some flowers.
Has Chong seen this man around town before? Can he see his face?
No, Chong has not seen this man before, but I would like you to roll to assess the situation.
Oh, yes, please. I got a 9. This is a new something in the situation, so I think the best question to ask is, what should I be on the lookout for?
I think the best thing to be on the lookout for is going to be things that you can use against the people inside. Whether that be weapons or blackmail.
But I shouldn't be on the lookout for this guy.
So this guy who is standing outside, you can see him sort of tapping his toe on the concrete outside. He's holding these flowers. He looks like he's ready for a date. But you notice while he's tapping his toe, his shoes are very interesting. They have metal soles, almost like the kind of shoes that the cops wear.
Oh, that's not good. Some could say that this is probably an undercover cop. And it was probably set up by the Shen later for her to get arrested after giving him the goods. With the gun information.
That could be the purpose of this man. But also keep in mind how he's dressed. Keep in mind what he's holding.
He could be want to go on the date with the lady as well. Okay, so so he's a mystery date man, and he's clearly from some form of enforcement. And he can't see me from the shadows.
No. Do you want to do anything else while out here?
I want to airbend his hat off.
Okay. Roll to rely on your skills and training.
Okay. 12! Oh, wait. What am I adding? What am I adding? With the focus, it's 13.
Nice. That is
Excellent.
a very good roll. So you're blowing his hat off, but what are you trying to do with blowing his hat off? Are you trying to get him away from the front?
What I'm thinking here is Chong wants to go in a specific direction and start scouting around, looking for, information about the hideout, information about the people. Like I think his plan is he's gonna I think his main idea was he was going to look for an open window where he can airbend and hold the sound to himself and hear what people are saying inside. Like, he's not going to go inside because he's a small little airbender guy. And his main concern with this guy is at the front door is like, crap, if I go by the windows, he'll see me.
I'm going to say you blow his hat across the street. He is chasing that fucking hat.
All right, great. As soon as he's out of view, I bolt from the shadows to whatever. I assume there's shrubbery around the building.
Yes.
Great. I am hiding amongst the well-kept shrubbery, looking at the house, like looking at the building, like taking it into, looking at it like how it's formed and whatnot, and looking for any place that might have an open window where I can airbend the sound out and hear what's being said inside. Should I roll to see if I find a window?
I think this is going to be another rely on your skills and training. The window's right there. I want to roll to see what you hear, because you do have hearing that is enhanced by your airbending. So let's rely on your skills and training.
That's an 8.
Okay. Yeah, that's a hit. All right, so you stick your ear to the window. It's a little bit fuzzy. They're not right by the window, but you can hear a couple of the goons.
Can they see me pressing my ear on the window if they were to look in my direction? Or have I been smart and discreet with where I'm placing myself? Because I think Chong would be discreet.
First, let me see what you hear.
Okay.
Then we'll find out. You got the two of them there chatting. One of them says to the other, "Oh, I hope they move this meeting along. Heard that Shin's got another gentleman caller coming." And the other one's like, "Oh, another one? I'm so glad we soundproofed his bedroom." And then they turn to you, and they see a little flash of your head, of your shiny head. They can see it.
Okay.
What do you do?
Have I noticed that, have they said something that alerts me that I've been caught?
Yeah, you hear them say, "Wait, you see that? It's like an egg floating out the window." They're going to rush over to the window. They're going to know you're out there, and they're going to try and come out and attack you. Do you want to take that, or do you want to take 1 fatigue?
What would the 1 fatigue do?
That just takes 1 fatigue away. Means that if you get in a fight today, then you're going to have 1 less fatigue.
Well, here's the thing, though. One of my drives is to stop a fight with calm words.
Okay, so based on your character, you would like to accept that fight.
I'm going to accept the fight, but fully believing that I can talk my way out of this.
Oh
my God.
Dear God.
They see you, they rush outside. They're like, "Hey, what the fuck is this airbender doing right here?"
Anna, describe these guys to me. What do they look like?
One of them is an earthbender. One of them's a waterbender. They're pretty fucking big. One of them has a hat on, a 1920s fedora-esque thing. The other one has short cropped black hair. They're wearing the respective colors of their nations.
So they're on the ground. I assume I'm 8 feet up on an airball. I'm looking down at them. I do want to say for the record, Zopa, I left with the horse. Zopa's safe. For the listeners who are like, what happened to the Cabot? So it's just me. I'm airbending. I'm looking down at them. My instincts kick in as a bold player to end things gently. And I assess the situation. I see that these two are very, very big. And this would be a 2-on-1 fight with bending things that aren't in my favor. Chong would lower himself down slowly. And I think as he's doing that, he yells out with a big smile and waves, "Hey guys! I'm here for the tryouts!"
How do you roll to trick them?
Okay.
This is going to be more of a confuse, but yeah, roll to trick them. 9. Okay.
Considering that I'm trying to talk my way out of this without a fight to get this drive, I think I'm going to go for they overcommit, they are deceived.
These two goons sitting there like, what? Are we opening new positions? I don't know. I mean, I haven't talked to Shin in days. I guess he is opening new positions. Okay, but he's got that appointment after this one. You want to come inside and sit in the waiting room for a while?
Like, maybe. Like, I was really hoping there'd be an HR department. I heard word that you guys were looking.
I mean, if you're here for an interview, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I've admired your work for some time now, and I've noticed that you're lacking, someone with a bit more of the airy side of things. I mean, am I right? All those benders, like, those airbenders, they're all in that school. Wouldn't it be such an asset for you guys to be able to control air?
Well, I mean, we're called the Triple Threats, but we were named that before the airbenders came back. Yeah, honestly, come on inside. An airbender could be a real asset to us.
You know what? That's a great. Quick question. Where is the waiting room in comparison to, say, doors? Possibly exits? I ask this just because, we got all the benders going around and whatnot. It's good to know emergency exits.
What, you some kind of health inspector?
That's a good one.
Yeah, let me give you the grand tour.
This is gonna be a great place to work. I'm really looking forward to the possibility of joining your team. Oh no, what am I doing?
As you go inside, the man from before comes back around. He's finally found his hat, and he's back on the front steps. So they're taking you inside, and there are, in fact, there's some exits here. There's the front door, but there's also a side door that leads out into a little garden, and there's a door that leads to the kitchen, and one that leads to upstairs. It's ways out. You wouldn't want to fight people in this room, but as you're being shown around, Shady Shin is currently ushering the other two out. So going back to them, and we're all going to converge in the lobby right now.
I'm assuming my weapons have been returned to me. And
your weapons have been returned. Shady Shin reiterates that you have 48 hours. Tell Bame the deal that you have going on.
Mm-hmm.
Either one of you dies if she doesn't take the deal, or she gives Shin the information to where the nice guns come from. And as he's ushering you out, he's like, hurry, I got another meeting with someone. And he locks eyes with his two goons who are ushering Chong around. You two. Who the fuck is that?
Can we see the person that was the nice dressed dude, or is he outside?
He's waiting by the door, but the door is open.
Okay. Does anything about him in any way jump out to my character specifically?
You've not seen the bottom of his shoes, so no.
Okay. And he doesn't look familiar, and he's just a guy wearing nice clothes. Okay.
He's just a guy wearing nice clothes, holding some flowers.
Okay.
I'm not gonna have there be an escape thing go on here. I think you guys are all good to go together. Shin is arguing with those two, telling them, you knew I had someone coming over. You knew. What made you think that I wanted to see a new recruit today? Make him reschedule to another day. And they're arguing. The person in the corner or by the door slips inside, gives a coy little wave to Shin, and then the three of you are free to slip right out.
Moment of balance will return after these messages.
Life in Republic City getting a little too dangerous for you. Worried that your lack of bending will have you on the outs if the triads come knocking? Well, no worries, friends. Varric Industries has a whole new line of fine firearms at affordable prices. Choose the top-of-the-line Lawman's Friend Mark IV, now offered in the ultra-reliable 44 RCPD cartridge. Or if you need something light and dependable, maybe the Ladies' Friend Mark V, now with a stopping power of 32 VPC and available for the low price of 300 yuan. Maintenance kit not included. Remember, Republic City separated the wolf bats from the turtle ducks, and Iknik Varric made 'em equal.
Greetings and salutations, dear friends. Are you looking for a dystopian actual play? Maybe something with a little steampunk pizzazz? Listen to Blades in Paradise. Society collapsed, but our corporate overlords rebuilt it. In this Blades in the Dark actual play, you'll join the Express Service Parcel Network, or ESPN, as they seek to find out if paradise is really heaven on earth, or if there's something darker underneath the surface. Available now wherever you find your favorite podcasts.
Welcome to the Jasmine Dragon. How can I help you?
I'll have... Oh, is that a new menu?
Yes, it is. We just got a new tea supplier, Many Worlds Tavern. Want to take a look?
Yes, certainly. You offer all of this now?
Not all of it. We've got a few flavors in the shop, but they're an online tea and coffee company, so you can have tea sent straight to your house.
I'm going to pretend I know what you mean by online. Or what's this here, about a monthly subscription?
They've got a couple of monthly subscription packages. The Treasured Realm Single Origin Coffee Blend and the Fabled Foliage Tea Selection. Each one comes with a bunch of fun accessories, like stickers, collectible cards, and a set of dice. It's tea for the tabletop.
Dice? I am partial to Pi Show myself, but I don't think I know any dice games.
I think there's a version of Street Pi Show that uses dice.
I'll consider it.
They sell all kinds of gaming accessories too. Dice trays, playmats, the works. Also, a portion of every bag of tea or coffee purchased is donated to gaming-related nonprofits.
Tempting. I don't know if I'm in the market for a whole bag right now, but let me try a cup of the monthly special. The, Fabled Foliage. I do love a nice, smooth, minty botanical.
Coming right up? And if you change your mind, you can use our affiliate link in the description below and use coupon code BardRockCafe for a discount. Here you are. Thanks for stopping by the Jasmine Dragon.
Anytime. Ooh, that's good. And now, back to Moment of Balance.
So, you all got some information now. What's your next move?
All right, then. I take my helmet off as we mount up on Azula. That sounds like information we can work with. Now, Sabi, this is your business, so I won't dictate what I think you should do, but they want information, and your life hangs in the balance.
Yeah, I feel like we should probably talk to Bame again.
So, Chong, I know in our pre-session, in our session 0, you mentioned that you have some contacts.
Yes.
So, are there people you know who are connected to the Triads? Or connected to the Triple Threat, specifically?
Chong would. I think Chong would have music lovers who would like to chat with him and became kind of his contact through listening to his music and through Chong, offering information in return.
Okay. Well, keep that in mind as you guys go back to Bame.
So yeah, I guess we're going back to Bame.
So, you return to the piercing pistol hideout. And, so you relay the information, etc., etc. Bame thinks for a second. Well, I'm not giving them my info. Do you have any idea how much of a leg up our weapons give us?
I mean, considering that mentioning that seemed to put Shady Shin on edge, yeah, I'm getting the sense that it gives us a pretty significant.
They do fear you, you know.
If this is the best you can do, it's been a pleasure working with you, Sabi, but I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to choose Hiru. Because she's not the one who broke my trust. Unless you can find another way to get them off our back.
Look, is there anything that you can tell us? I know you're not going to give us the name of the supplier or tell us where you're getting these apparently military-grade weapons from, but there's got to be something else going on here. This doesn't make any sense. The triple threats are huge. There's, no offense, no reason they should be so scared of us. There's no reason they should let us walk out of that. Something else is going on here. There's got to be something you can tell me that will help us do something to get out of this. There has to be another way to do this. This can't be that simple as just give everything up or die.
Roll to believe.
Oh, I got a 9, -1. I got an 8.
Mame does know why the triple threats are so scared.
This feels to me, and this might be something that can build off of how Bame reacts. This feels to me like something Hanako can step in to provide. Potentially. So that could be, like, that could help you find an angle.
I don't expect you to know this because you're just a gunslinging grunt. But there are always changes happening in the city. And it is up to us to stay ahead of those changes. If you can find a way to make sure that we are ahead of those changes, whatever they may be, maybe I could part with some information, but I don't know. This is the leg up we have.
I think at that, Hanako is going to step forward and say, what kind of changes are we talking about here precisely?
Firearms are a fairly new addition to people's weapon roster. They're currently banned in Republic City, of course. That doesn't affect us. But more people are getting them, and pretty soon, some people we do not want to have them will be getting them.
So you're looking for some other advantage that will put you up over your competitors once firearms are no longer your edge.
Precisely. And our supplier has the better firearms that are currently those at that edge. I can't risk losing that.
While this is happening, as they're talking, I'm gonna take out the gun and start like inspecting it to see if there's anything that jumps out to me as being like particularly unusual about its material, construction, anything like that. I'm guessing this is a rely on skills and training thing.
Yeah, let's do rely on skills and training for this.
I rolled a 12 and then I get whatever bonus. So what is rely on skills and training? Focus?
It just says on a hit you do it. Yeah, bonus.
Well, I rolled a 14 then.
Amazing. So you're looking at this gun. You see the Varick Industries logo stamped on the butt of it. And so it's very shiny. So you might not be a full-time metal bender, but you can tell that there are striations on the barrel, like lines on the barrel of a shinier metal that feels so much sturdier than the rest of the metal. You have a feeling that the firearms that you're currently using have platinum bands.
Interesting.
Hanako has been sitting there thinking for a little bit and says, would a metal bender qualify as a new edge?
Are you talking about Sabi? Because I do not believe her, and I will believe her once she proves to me that she can do what she said she did.
See, this, I believe, is the difference between you and me in this case. Because I would trust Sabi with my life. I have, in fact, on a few occasions. Now, I'm not saying Sabi has... I'm sorry, but I'm going to be frank here. Sabi does not have the skills to back that up yet. But if we could find her a teacher, and if she could prove that she has a capacity for the talent to you, I have many connections in the city. There are corrupt officers.
Roll to bleed.
Okay. Oh my god. It's a 12 again.
Damn, you guys are rolling so good today. Normally, I would ask you to prove to me that she can do this within the 48 hours.
That's not gonna happen.
But you do have the entire Fire Nation.
And that alone is an advantage you would be remiss to ignore.
And that is certainly a mark of trust on your part. And who am I to back down from such a mark of trust? Pretty soon, the police will be armed. The Triads have been stockpiling guns in that warehouse because they believe the only way to fight against an officer with a gun is with another gun. Not saying I don't believe that as well. She takes out a scrap of paper, writes down a name, slides it to you. Here's their contact. This contact will be able to get them the same level of rifle that we have. There goes our leg up. You better not make me regret this. So yeah, you guys now have the contact for who Bame gets the guns from.
We're walking out of the place now, the headquarters.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna motion for Chong and Hanako to go off to the side or
Yeah,
something.
we huddle up around Azula.
So I was thinking, once Shady Shin started talking about how nice these guns are, what exactly makes them special. So I took a look at y'all talking, and these guns have platinum in them. They're designed to resist a metal bend. I think that's why they're so special, why they're so afraid of this. It neutralizes the advantage that they have. The stuff that they were using before is it's cheaply made. It's mostly iron. It barely holds itself together when you fire, let alone when someone starts messing with it. These are solid. There's something weird about this.
Do you think Bame knows that?
I don't know. I can't imagine that she would have no idea whatsoever. But that's not the only. I don't know. The guns aren't vulnerable to a metal bend, but a firearm isn't just the frame and the barrel. It's the lead and it's the brass and casings. There are other ways to attack a weapon, just cracking it in half. I think that the advantage might be overstated.
Well, here's a question. Maybe it's less about the guns and more about where the materials are coming from.
And that's a really good point, actually. This isn't the kind of thing you just throw around. I don't know. It feels like there's something bigger behind this.
I would also point out that even if the advantage is overstated, an equal point of the advantage is that it does have that air of credibility about it. Even a false advantage is a true one if your opponent believes it to be one.
That's fair enough. I mean, it's not nothing. It takes more precision, it takes more concentration to hone in on something so small, but I'm more worried about who's behind this. Also, did you promise to train me to be a metal bender? Because I feel like that's something that you mentioned.
I promised to find you a teacher. Whether or not you're actually going to learn is entirely up to you.
Okay, that's because I just did that yesterday, and I didn't mean to do it. Right? That I was clear about that before.
I am entirely aware that you have just recently learned you had the talent, and that you do not have a solid amount of control over it yet. But
no,
I will tell you this. I certainly wasn't firebending before I had a teacher.
Okay, that's fair.
And frankly, she looks at Chong and realizes that she was about to say something vulnerable in front of a new person, and then sighs and just rolls with it. Frankly, I'm still not that great at it. But a teacher got me started. And a teacher will get you started too, I'm certain.
I don't know. This is new to me.
I guess the question here now, though, is what's the next thing we do? Do we, like, get you set up with this teacher? Or do we... You know, maybe he didn't give us a time limit on when to get this back to him.
He gave us
Why don't
48 hours.
He did in fact give us a time limit. He was very clear about that.
We do have 48 hours to return the information.
What about this? Why don't I have some contacts? Maybe now that we have a name, why don't we see what people know about this guy who has these guns? It's possible they just want to know the guy rather than the guns. He might be a problem. But that also begs the question, Sabi. And I hate to be this guy. You know I want to keep things, chill. But, who's your boss dealing with? If she's able to get you all these, pretty scary stuff. If the triads want or want the guy, this can't be good.
Chong, you are aware that the Piercing Pistols are also an illegal group, right?
To me, bad is such a, ambiguous word.
Okay, I like him more. I like him a lot now.
I mean, really, it depends on, bad for who, per se. Like, there's bad, and then there's bad.
Uh-huh.
So far, don't get me wrong, I know that the Piercing Pistols, they had their, fair share of, whatnot. Overall, though, Triads scare me a lot more than the Pistols.
I think that we should spend a day, just a day, gathering some information and allowing me a brief moment to see what I can do in terms of procuring you, Sabi, a mentor, and see if we can square all of these circles before we actually make the handoff.
Yeah, I'm not in a huge rush to run back to Shady Shin and just hand this over to him without...
He did seem a bit busy tonight.
Yeah. What's up with that guy anyway? The nice dressed guy. I don't think I've ever seen someone so out of place in the triads.
He wasn't the sort, no. I have a question, actually, Anna.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I'm obviously in my head, I'm rushing to make all sorts of assumptions about what this guy may or may not be. But if he is some sort of, cop or city-aligned guy, is there any way that I might already know who that guy was?
There's a chance. There's a good chance you could have.
Okay, do you want me to, roll? I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna think about his face, alright? Do you want me to, roll something to see if I can recall him?
Yeah. Why don't you roll to... Actually, let's rely on your skills and training because you're more of a diplomat than a fighter.
Yeah. That is goddamn a 10.
Yeah, no, you recognize him. You recognize him as Officer Fuzhou. You've run into him before.
Okay, is he just a regular beat cop?
Yeah.
Huh. Wait a minute. No, I know that man.
Oh.
That's Officer Fuzhou. Just a regular officer, but...
Are you telling me that Shady Shin is fucking a cop?
That sure does seem to be the case. Oh, that's a bad... That idea that I just had, that's a bad idea.
What was your idea? I'm very curious.
Well, you need a metalbending teacher, and we have just identified a crooked cop who has something relevant to blackmail him with.
You want to blackmail Shady Shin's boy toy into teaching me how to metalbend?
Look.
I am
It would be very funny.
No, I agree. I think it's extremely funny. I'm very much in favor of this idea.
He does have his loyalties, though. That's something we should consider.
Well, I mean, I'm guessing that his involvement with the current leader of the Triple Threats isn't something he really wants to be public, especially with all of the, justice and equality shtick that the council's been on about lately.
But it would be a gambit. We don't know how loyal he is to the Triple Threats. If it may put you at risk.
Okay, that's a good point.
And another thing to consider, is we can claim he's dating Shady Shin, but we don't have physical proof. It's just we can't just. I don't mean to think this through this much. It's not really my thing, but we can't just go up to the guy, say we saw you with Shady Shin, and threaten to blackmail him and not have proof. It's just a rumor. Anyone could say a cop's messing with him.
I don't know. It's a lead.
Hey, if you know him, do you think we could steal his hat?
Why would we want to steal his hat?
Maybe we could be like, hey, we saw you go on a date with Shady Shin. You were wearing this hat. And that could be the physical proof.
You think that if we show a hat, that will prove that he was dating Shady Shin, even though it could just be any hat.
I mean, granted, I'm brainstorming.
It would prove to him that we were there.
Okay, that's fair.
It would prove to him that we know. Now, whether or not we could prove to someone else that we know, that's another story. But again, I would like to do some digging in the morning on this lead and see what I can find.
Yeah, you're better at this stuff than I am. I think that's probably a good idea.
And I'll, reach out to some contacts and see if anyone knows, anything about this name on this napkin business that your boss lady gave you. I have a good feeling that with the amount of, like she said, people are getting armed. This guy has definitely been in demand in some places. Someone has to have been talking about him.
When I examined the gun, it was a Varric firearm, right?
Yes.
Okay. Wherever they're getting it from, that's Varric's arm stamp on the gun. It's this isn't just some random hobbyist putting these things together. I'm still worried about how a bunch of unreleased Varric firearms are ending up in the hands of anyone who's not Varric.
Should I put ears out on Varric? I should like to arrange a meeting with Varric, I think.
I've heard he can be intense sometimes.
Not to worry. So can I.
Oh, I know.
So, if I got this straight, you guys' plan is for Hanako to meet with Varric, Chong to suss out a contact, and for Sabi to confront this cop?
Am I confronting? I should probably. Yeah, I'm good at. I'm good at.
Yeah,
threatening people. That's kind of my thing. I think that's a good idea.
Hanako, in the morning, will have provided you with information about him and where he lives and where he works and etc. I have a specific idea for the pretext under which I want to arrange the meeting as well.
Okay.
I want to arrange the meeting under the pretext of negotiating a potential contract for Fire Nation soldiers to be armed so that we can potentially have a squad of non-benders in our military.
All right. So, Hanako, you have scheduled a meeting with extremely unstable billionaire Varric. He is holding the meeting on his boat in the harbor because for whatever reason, he will not buy a building of his own. He takes all of his meetings out of his boat.
Awesome. Yeah, I ride Azula out to his boat because Azula can run on water.
You show up to the boat. You expect to have somebody meet you there to let you into his office, but it seems like he's gotten a little more disorganized ever since he lost his wife to being president.
That sounds correct.
He's a little incompetent when it comes to organizing shit, but you just sort of wander in. The boat's just like ridiculous. There's like, imagine Tommy Tallarico's house.
Yeah. I get all of my initial disgust over the decor out of the way before he gets into eyeshot. But yeah, I just look for him.
Yeah, he's there. He's sitting in his little boat office.
Ah, Icknick Blackstone Varick. Just the man I wanted to see.
Well, if it isn't is it 3 already? 3 o'clock appointment!
I am, as you may already know, Admiral Hanako Seki of the Fire Nation. A pleasure to make your acquaintance.
A pleasure to meet you as well.
It has come to my attention that you are a producer of quite fine goods, if I may say so myself.
The best in the industry.
Including a rather new technological development. I have taken great interest in your firearms.
Well, never thought the Fire Nation would turn around on firearms. Thought you had enough firearms for yourself.
Now, I quite see your point. However, while I do agree that our military has, well, if I may be quite frank, the best bending corps in the world, I do believe that by limiting our military thinking to only the bending portion of our population, we're doing ourselves a great disservice. We do have non-bender regulars, of course, but I think that their weaponry has been left behind as we advance into a modern age.
I fully agree. As a non-bender myself, I am wholeheartedly for non-benders having more military presence. I mean, hey, planes helped. But not everyone can fly a plane. Everyone can shoot a gun.
Exactly. So, with that in mind, here is my proposal. I, as an admiral within the Fire Nation Navy, have a number of small platoons on my control. With regards to land forces, which is where I would like to focus this experiment, I have only my personal guard here within the city. I would like to commission a small order of your finest work for the purposes of doubling the size of my guard, getting in an equal amount of non-benders, and if the non-benders then can prove themselves as equal to the benders, then I think I will have a solid case when I return home to make for a full, legitimate squadron of non-benders armed with your weaponry.
I love it. You did say finest.
Why, yes, of course.
Roll to trick. Roll for creativity.
Hell yeah. You know what? It had to go at some point. That is a 5.
Well, my finest weapon on the market is the lawman's friend.
Yes, I see. Hanako sits, thinks for a second, and eventually smiles and nods and says, "Yes, I do think that sounds adequate for my purposes. I will have some of my people draft up a contract and bring it back to you another time for review and I should hope signing. Now, there is one more thing. And this is just, from one person to another. I felt you should know how your work came to my attention. A few of my soldiers apprehended a few street ruffians a while back. And we found some of your work there. Now, I have since familiarized myself with some of your models on market. Obviously, I was very interested in this opportunity. However, I could not find models on market that precisely matched what they had. Now, of course, I understand you can only provide me with the finest work that you are currently selling, and I am perfectly content with that. However, I thought you might want to be aware of some sort of hole in your supply line, especially with regards to your experiments.
Go on.
I have no further information. All I know is that these street rats had models of firearm that I could not find on the market sold by your company. But they nonetheless had your armor's stamp on them.
Interesting. How did they perform?
How did they perform?
Yes.
Well, I take no pride in admitting that, even though we did apprehend them, a number of our soldiers are, well, they will be healing for quite some time.
Fascinating. Well, thank you so much for your business. This has been a enlightening meeting.
I agree wholeheartedly. I do hope that you will keep me in mind as a close associate. I believe this could be the beginning of a lovely partnership.
I couldn't agree more. Check and see if there's anyone out there on your way out.
I wanna take a moment to and I don't know, this might be a little retroactive. I want to take a bit as I'm discussing the stuff with him about a possible leak in his supply line or what have you. I want to get a sense for his reaction to that.
He is taking notes.
He's taking notes.
When he asks you how it performs, he is taking notes.
Okay. He doesn't seem concerned at all about the leak. He just wants to know, are the guns doing good, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'll provide him no further information on that front. I just wanted to be sure I got that. Yeah. All right. And what was he going to say on my way out?
He was going to say, let me know if there's anyone out there. Let him in on your way out.
Understood. I hope you don't mind. I travel by mongoose lizard. It needed to get out of the water, and so I left it on the deck. But I will be getting it off shortly, and of course, cleaning up any small mess it may have left behind.
You're going to head out. As you head out, there is a man, looks like he's from the water tribe, who goes in after you leave. Seems like he's a busy man.
Not a man I recognize, I take it?
No, not at all.
Okay. Varric said he was ready to see you now, I say as I, hold the door for him.
He tips his hat at you.
I think that's about what I was here for.
All right, so of the two of you, who wants to go?
Ooh, can I go? And I'm gonna hit you with a new character.
So yeah, what is the name of your contact? Because you said you had a contact, but who is he?
Actually, I think it's a she. I was thinking in terms of particularly for wanting to find out more about arms and find about people behind the arms. And my first thought is, what if Chong had a contact at a pub? Kind of a seedy pub. It was run by this bartender lady called, maybe just call her G. Yeah, so run by G, and I imagine G being this big, gruff woman. She runs kind of this, seedy, but comfortable pub, and gets all types of sorts, usually our group sort. And I like this idea that she has a soft spot for Chong. Because Chong's a goofball, And I think she finds him in his youth very entertaining. So almost, maybe not a mother figure, but maybe a fun auntie vibe with him. Chong, of course, he plays his music, he brings in some more customers for the act, and of course he exchanged information for her, and in return they have a good rapport. I think that's just one of the ones he has. And this is the first one he thinks of for that, just because with so many criminals going in and out, they're going to have arms deals in this pub. So I think in the morning, once they're all going their separate ways, Chong heads to one of the poorer spots in town, and he's in front of this brick corner building, and there's this pub he sees. The brick's a little chipped, the paint on the frames of the windows is peeling a little bit, and the sign is hanging and it's a little rusted, actually more than just a little rusted. And to a tourist, they would not go in there. But to someone like Chong, whose city he's grown up here, well, not grown up here, but who's been here for a long time now, it's very inviting. And he goes in, and there's a few patrons. It's it's morning, so not a lot of people there. There's maybe like one or two people having a drink or, smoking a cigarette. And Kai's at the bar. She has a rag. She's
I thought her name was G.
Gee, my bad. I'm sorry. And I imagine like she's keeping herself busy, and she's a big woman, like lots of big muscles, kind of like not someone you want to mess with. Chong just happily skips in. He goes on one of the slightly torn up bar stools, does a little spin, and says to G like morning G, how's the day treating you so far?
Hey, Chaw, I didn't know you were ready for another round. You gonna bring in some more customers for me? It is so incredibly slow today.
I can tell. What's going on? I know it's a weekday, but typically you at least have the, Rusty Spoon crew and whatnot coming in here and knocking back a pint or two.
I don't know. It varies day to day. Maybe it's because you're not in. You haven't been in a while. Come on, just plop down on that chair and play your magic flute.
Gee, you're too nice to me. Yeah, you're right. It has been a while. I'm sorry. Oh, I brought Zopa with me. I hope that's okay. And I take Zopa out of my pouch and I put Zopa on the counter. Zopa looks up at G and does a little meow.
She gives her a little pat and takes a pickled fish out of a jar to give to her as a little treat.
Zopa's loving it. She leans into the scritches and does like a surprisingly large hop when she gets the fish. And she runs and maybe she runs to the other side of the counter and happily gnaws on the fish as G and I talk. I admit it's my own fault. I've been busy, doing my projects here and there. Going around town, getting that picking up some juicy bits here and there. And I'd be happy to trade some of these bits with you if you got anything that I might be interested in hearing at the moment. And of course, play my lovely flute for you.
I might be able to give you some info. If you promise to come in next Friday night.
I don't know, Kai. The Friday night rush, that's when the most fights break out here. You know how much glass I was taking out of my hair when that guy threw that bottle? And you had to break up so many fights, but I suppose if what you got for me is good enough, I can, maybe consider it.
How about this? I'll change it to Thursday night for you, if you can remember my name next time.
Shit.
You gotta lay off the cactus juice, bro.
Well, you keep pouring the good stuff. Seriously, you, post the best cactus juice in town, and I would know.
So what's so important that you need information for?
You know me. I don't want to worry you, G. You know you're my favorite pupkeep. It's just I don't know if you heard. You gotten the new boss going on now that they're gonna arm the cops with guns?
Doesn't surprise me.
Don't get me wrong, I know security and whatnot's been loose lately, but I don't know, it feels like such a big leap. But I suppose it's not surprising either. I've been hearing rumors that they might be using Varric guns.
Well, they are the best on the market.
Yeah, and he takes a sip of cactus juice. He's like, I don't know about you, but I'm hearing on the streets that there's people looking to arm themselves, non-benders. Don't get me wrong, you know my style. I don't like to get involved in the politics and whatnot. I'm easy. I'm breezy. I don't want to get mixed up in this. But I got contacts talking about arming themselves to defend themselves, especially the poor non-benders. You feel for them, don't you?
You're trying to find out how to get a gun, aren't you?
Well, I didn't want to just come out and say it, because, like I said, I don't want to cause waves. I don't want to get in trouble. I got a simple flute. I'm a simple guy. Got a simple cat. Zopa still just happily munching on her fish. But, sometimes I got her to think about, and I got myself to think about.
What do you need a gun for, little dude? You're an airbender.
Yeah, but, there's might be times where, what if it's not? I'm not a master. What if I'm not good enough to fight against them?
True, can't really bend a bullet out of the way. Best way to defend yourself is to shoot first.
In airbending, at least when I was learning it, the best offense is a good defense. So that's why I want to talk a bit about what you know about getting a good gun. And I mean like a good gun that's better than whatever Varric's pumping out.
Roll plead.
I got a 2.
Oh, god damn. I mean, best I can get you. Leave the city, get one outside. I mean, you're banned in here, but if you really want one, I know you can get yourself a lawman's friend. Yeah, best bet. Head to the nearest Earth Kingdom town, buy yourself a lawman's friend, sneak it in under your airbending robes or whatever.
I guess you're right. It's definitely one of the safer options.
I mean, you say you want something better than Varric. Varric's the best on the market.
You haven't heard anyone talking about this here? The reason I keep saying best, and stop me if I'm repeating myself here, the reason I keep thinking best is just because I've been hearing rumors that there's something out there, or someone, selling guns that can beat Varric's.
I don't know about beating Varric's, but if you got a name, let me know. Does Chong have the piece of paper?
He does not, and I don't think anyone
Oh,
ever told
Chong
him the
forgot
name.
the piece of paper? No!
John doesn't have the. John rolled a 2. John forgot his pants.
The paper with the name on it, you mean?
Yeah.
I think I still have it.
I
Oh,
don't
shit.
And I
John
don't think
forgot the
any of
name.
us looked at it closely.
Oh no! That's where your
I
info
think
is
John
gonna
came
come
into this being like, they will surely know the name for me. Oh, but I guess you're right. I don't know the name. I don't know the name of anyone who knows what to do with this. I guess I was kind of hoping you would, as always, help bail me out of this conundrum I'm in. I will owe you some serious nights, I tell you, like bringing in those customers with the magic of music. Well, it sounds like this has been a bit of a dry spot. So I think what Chong does, he finishes the rest of his drink. He's feeling the cactus juice a little bit now, but he's buzzed, but still good. The man's a lightweight. G's just been peacefully sipping and chilling. I'll tell you what, G. You've been so good to me that I will play here Thursday and Friday. I do have some friends I need to get back to now, though. I have some plans. But as always, it was great seeing you and great talking to you. And if you do hear anything from anyone about, what we talked about today, keep me in the loop. Okay?
Will do.
Alrighty, talk to you later. Come on, Zopa. Zopa, goes out to him, and Chong leaves. A little, still a bit buzzed, a bit dejected that his contact did not come through this time. But, yeah, on his way back to whatever meeting place the group agreed to.
Sorry, you got nothing out of that one.
Hey, it's part of the game. Sometimes
That's how the dice rolls. You guys were rolling so fucking good for so long.
Yeah, we our hubris caught up with us.
Yeah.
So, it's time for Sabi confronting a cop.
Ooh.
Yeah. All right. So, do I know this dude's schedule or anything like that?
Yeah, I think you know the basics. I would have provided you with information about where he worked, where he lived, and roughly where it could be expected that you could find him each day.
I'm gonna wait till whenever moment in his schedule I feel like he is most likely to be alone and in an area with minimal like bystanders.
I'm assuming you're waiting until he's off duty.
Yeah, off duty, not around other people, like trying to catch him in a moment where I'm most likely to be able to confront him, just the two of us.
Let's say Officer Fujo takes the night shift, and he comes home at a pretty early hour, like 6 in the morning. There's not very many people around.
Mm-hmm.
So the sun is just barely rising. He's walking back to his house. There's like barely anyone on the street.
Okay, so is he like at home or is he like walking towards his
He is
house?
walking home.
Okay, I'm going to just like walk up next to him very, very quietly and start like walking along beside. Oh, you look familiar. I think I've seen you. I think I've seen you around before. That's it. I remember you. You were at Shin's place the other day. Yesterday.
He quirks an eyebrow. Shin's place?
Yeah, Shady Shin. You were dressed up really nice. Not like the crap you've got on now. But how's he doing anyway? Shady Shin, I mean.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
And I know. You look so familiar. I know it was you.
Ma'am, are you telling me you have some connection with the Triad leader Shady Shin?
I mean, I don't think I said that specifically. I happened to be at Shady Shin's hideout, and you happened to be at Shady Shin's hideout too. I'm not sure what you were doing there, but
Roll a trick.
I rolled a 3.
Oh boy. Ma'am, you are aware that I am a police officer and I am required to report any information having to do with triads.
Oh, you're a police officer. That's yeah. I kind of got that sense. Um, you're like a metal bender, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's interesting. I am going to pull one of my guns, cock it, and press it against his side.
Okay, rely on your skills and training.
I rolled a 5.
Yeah, so Officer Fujo ducks out of the way, grabs you, and flips you around so now he has you in his arm.
Okay. Ah,
Ma'am, I do not know who you are or what you think you are doing.
you're a metal bender, right? This shouldn't be a problem for you. The gun, you can just crush the barrel, right? Right?
You can see that he recognizes that type of gun, but he doesn't say anything about that. Ma'am, I'm going to have you follow me to the police station.
Do you mind telling me why everyone is so suddenly interested in guns with platinum barrels? Why your boyfriend is suddenly so interested in guns with platinum barrels? Can you call an NPC out to act on their principles?
You can.
You can. What are his principles? Do I need to know that?
His principle is loyalty.
How is that defined in this game? Is it like loyalty to a person specifically, or is it like loyalty to a concept, or does it depend on the character?
It depends on the character.
24 hours ago, I almost died, except for the fact that I managed to crush a man's gun, something I've never been able to do before. And I know that you can't do the same thing to the gun I'm using, because I know it's platinum, something that shouldn't exist, and certainly shouldn't be in the hands of a piece of shit like me. I want to know what the fuck Shin is doing with this, why he's so interested in this, how my boss fits into it, and what the fuck I'm supposed to do about it. I don't want to fight you, I just want to talk.
All right. Roll to call someone out.
Okay, so I rolled 10.
Okay, listen. This is going to sound terrible. I wasn't originally supposed to be falling in love with a triad leader. That was not part of our plan. That was not part of any plan.
Plans have a way of changing themselves. I'm gonna put my weapon away, assuming that I'm now free to do so.
Listen, Shady Shin, he's got a type, and that type is cops, and I was hired to be a double agent, but goddamn is he cute.
Man, you... All right, sure. You know what? Not my type, but...
As I'm sure you can tell, your gun is not entirely cop-proof, but pretty close to being cop-proof. Why do you think he wants the cop-proof guns?
I feel like I've walked into the middle of something that is 10 times bigger than I ever expected. This is gonna sound a little crazy. You know, that's kind of the baseline at this point. I need somebody who can teach me how to metal bend. Because
what?
When that earthquake happened, we were out trying to push some of the triple threats out of their territory. It wasn't supposed to be a big deal. We were just going to intimidate them. They were going to run away, normal night. Well, they had some more firearms than we expected. The woman that I was with got shot, and one of them pointed his gun right at my head. And then that gun crumpled like a piece of paper in his hand. As you might be able to tell by my reaction to this, I'm not an earthbender. Or at least I wasn't an earthbender, but I need to know how to control this. I need to know what to do with this. I feel like we're stumbling into the middle of something, and I don't want to end up just swept under. Because, yeah, I know how it feels when things don't go the way that they're planned to. And maybe you and I are on the opposite side of this, but I feel like something else is going on here. And I know you don't know me, but I'm asking for your help. And I'm not going to use this against your boyfriend, by the way. I just want Shin to not kill me. That's my baseline now. And I'm not sure I want him to end up with a bunch of platinum guns either.
You got me in a pretty tight position. If this info gets out, I'm out of a fucking job.
Yeah, well, if I don't figure out what to do about this, I'm fucking dead, so...
So either way, we're both fucked.
Trying to find a way to shift that a little bit.
How about this? I can't teach you metal bending if you can't earth bend first.
Yeah, that seems to make logical sense.
I need my job. If I lose my job, I lose everything. Not even the leader of the goddamn triple threats keep me afloat. Fuck, they don't actually have that much money. Just a lot of shitty guns.
In my experience, the cops and the criminals are just two sides of the exact same shitty coin. You and I are in the same...
I'll teach you. If you promise not to say a thing, I'll teach you.
Sure.
And I have been on the hook at work because I haven't brought as much info in as I should. I'm supposed to scope out the triads, hide out, get info, bring it back. I cannot bring myself. If you can bring me secrets from the underbelly of Republic City in any way, doesn't have to be triple threat, I'll get you off the hook with Shin. We'll do it as payment. I'll give you lessons. You give me secrets.
Okay, sure.
How about this? I'll take your silence as the freebie to get you off the hook. But next time we meet, first lesson, you better have a secret to tell me.
Okay. Seems like a fair deal.
Meet me here this time next week.
I'll find you. I'm gonna walk away now.
Honestly, that seems like as good a spot to me as any to call it.
Yeah.
Well, actually, seems like with that, you're off the hook. I have one final scene I want to do. Hanako, you're returning to your apartment after a semi-successful meeting with Varric. You'll meet up with everyone else tomorrow, but you're exhausted. But you found, sitting on your windowsill, a Fire Nation Hawk with a message from your mother.
Oh, delightful.
Fade to black.
Thank you for listening to Moment of Balance. This episode featured Janiyah Riley as Sabi, Chrissy Sylvia as Chong, Dami Carmia as Hanako Seki, and Anna Marcus as our GM and producer. The music for this episode was written by Anna Marcus. This episode was edited by Dami Carmia and Anna Marcus. If you liked what you heard, you could support us on Patreon at patreon.com/badrep. Moment of Balance is produced by Bad Rep Productions and is part of the Bard Rock Network. Check out Bad Rep's other shows at badrep.productions and Bard Rock's other shows at bardrockcafe.com. The Bard Rock Network is sponsored by Dragon Master Games at dragonmastergames.com. And remember, the wind also whistles in the wise's ears.